That was great. Oh, it looks like we're going to the next segment, which is the hot players of last week.
No.
Oh, man. We had a great weekend of football. If you guys hope everybody was watching football during Thanksgiving, one of the best parts about family football. Oh my gosh, and just watching football during Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving weekend. We really, I mean, I don't know about you ladies, but I really got excited at the fact that you got that Thursday football where it was 3 games, and then you still had a whole weekend left of football to watch. It was just so beautiful. This weekend was amazing. We had some great players. All right, Nicole, you know we got to hit you first. Who was your hot player of last week?
Well, this was gonna be it was a pretty easy one for me. I'm pretty excited as well because I got a pick from the whole NFL bunch, the litter, and I picked a guy that was out of the Browns, and his name is David Njoku, and he is a tight end. So my hot take is him, just because there was an extraordinary one-handed touchdown that was with 37 seconds left in regulation. It was on a 4th and 10, and he got a one-handed touchdown to bring it into overtime. To then, sorry, Kate, flip it back, and the Browns won against the Buccaneers. So I was watching the game and I was just in disbelief. I did a little bit of research, and the play was a little bit iffy, and there was because Brissett is was playing, and the QB coaches, they were discussing this play in behind, and they never practiced it on the field at all. But they did say that they wanted to throw to him basically because the Buccaneers linebacker Devon White was going to go up against him. Njoku is 6'4" and 246 pounds, while White was 6 foot and 0 and 238 pounds. So they knew that who would be, if they would be covering, that it would be likely that they would be able to beat him. And yeah, that's what happened. So it was a great play, and they trusted him. So
Yeah,
my play is him.
I love it.
oh, what a beautiful, beautiful play. I know somebody on this show right now is not happy about that last play, but
Mm-mm.
last play. What a one-handed oh man.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Yep, that was
There's been
good.
a lot of beautiful one-handed catches this season.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
yes. I think that he is, man, one of the players that you do not want to sleep on. And I felt like I knew it was going to him. I just knew it. In my heart of hearts, going to him. And like Nicole said, that's a big man, right? I mean, why not take the opportunity to throw it up and see what he can do? And man, that what a way to steal the show. That was amazing. The best part about the week was, well, oh God, this guy. There's somebody we block in the chats. We gotta figure out a way to block somebody in the chat. But
Flying around.
You need to be careful because he can pop up anytime he wants. Learn that.
careful.
He has to say positive.
Magically show up here like but Delilah, who was your last week?
You know, my hot player was Trevor Lawrence. Listen, this kid last year was given an unfair start. You know, they had Urban Meyer just ruin that whole feel of that team, made him feel awful. He was finally fired, and we heard just how bad he was, like how he talked to the guys, how he made them feel, how he just demoralized that whole team. And so he never got the chance to show who he is. And we know this kid could ball out. We saw him do it in college, you know? And so I was happy to see him get his due last week. He had a 321 yards with 3 touchdowns and some. Sorry, Nate, because I love you. You know, he came back and he beat the Ravens. You know, it was a fun game. Actually, this was a fun game. It was because it's 28-7. It was very close. They were duking it out, but Trevor Lawrence got the W. So he had 321 yards, like I said, with 3 touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns. That was after getting sacked. And he was sacked 4 times. So on top of being sacked, he still managed to get 3 touchdowns and win the game for the Jaguars. The Jaguars are now 4-7, which is like, I know everybody's like, oh, that's not bad. That's not bad for them. Right. It's not bad for them.
Wins from last year.
Right. Exactly.
That was at the bottom of the crop. Now they're
they got some W's. The kid right now is in 11th place when it comes to yards this season. And I know everybody's like, oh, it's 11th. I'm like, yeah, but this is the second season. You know what I mean? So,
right.
32 points, gentlemen.
Yep.
Exactly. So he's got 2,006. Yeah, he's got 2,655 yards already. He is tied for 13th with touchdowns. Again, remember there's 32 quarterbacks, as Janae reminded. And he's tied for 13th with 6 touchdowns. And so, the kid is getting a chance. And honestly, I think that next year I would be careful, because this year they had a new coach who obviously changed how that team felt. And I think Trevor is getting started. I think he's starting to feel better about himself. I think he's getting more comfortable. Again, they got a fresh start with a new coach, and just like, I'm looking forward to see what Trevor could do. I think now he's finally starting to feel himself. You know what I mean? This guy was a star in college. He should have been a star last year, but like I said, he just didn't have anything built around him. I think if they build around this kid, if they really get this guy some talent, like legit talent, they could be scary. I'm just saying, like, if they really build around him, the Jaguars could be a scary team. But that was my hot player of last week.
All I know is Jacksonville could have called a Michigan fan, and I could have told you not to hire Urban Meyer. I could have told them. I know his shady past.
You're right. And but now you see, when you get rid of the mess, the person starts thriving, and he does look way better than he did last year. Yeah. And I think Delilah's right. It's the culture. The culture has changed. The feeling has changed. You got the negative out. Absolutely. Now you got the positive in. And I feel like Delilah said, you're going to be looking at the Jaguars in the next couple of years and being like, wow, look where they came from. And they're doing it with him as young as he is, to build that organization. I'm actually really excited about that boy, Trevor Lawrence. Let's go. Let's go.
A legacy from.
Absolutely.
All I gotta say is he balled out when he played at Clemson, and I was like so hopeful for him in the NFL. And then when I saw what happened to him in his rookie season, I was like, oh, you poor man, you deserve so much better than this. So much better. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what Trevor Lawrence, or as me and my friends call him, Prince Eric from Beauty and the Beast. Because
the hair.
Yes.
So, if you compare him, you can't unsee it. Anyway. So I'm excited to see what Mr. Trevor Lawrence has, because I really like the kid. I really like the young man. I think he can have a really good NFL career. Absolutely. Once he gets the right pieces around him, like Delilah said. So kudos to Trevor, because I've always been a fan.
Go, Trevor! Let's go! Let's go! That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you for all the comments.
Anthony, stop it. You saw Anthony's comment. Started from the bottom.
Oh, Anthony.
Now we're not as close to the bottom. I don't think that's how the lyrics went, Anthony. All right, man. Kate, who is your hot player from last week, girl?
All right. I am heading all the way to Las Vegas and the Raiders for mine, because this running back balled out against Geno Smith and the Seahawks. And his name is Josh Jacobs. Whoa! That man was running all over that field against the Seahawks. He was everywhere. He was dynamic. He had 33 rushes. He had 229 yards, 6.9 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, and 6 receptions. And let me just say, he was like running like his life depended on it. He was all over that field. And I was just so impressed, because the Seahawks have been doing really well. We've been on this huge Geno rush because he's been doing really well since Russell Wilson decided to go and destroy the Broncos. And so, let's face it, girls, he's destroyed them. Anyway, so I am very proud of Josh Jacobs' performance because the Seahawks have been doing so well, and the Raiders ended up winning this game because I think because of this man's dynamic performance in the overall season. He's had 216 rushes for over 1,159 yards.
Woo!
Carried for 5.4 yards per carry. He's got 9 touchdowns, 40 receptions. So not only can this guy run, he can receive and run as well. And that's what I think is so cool about some of our running backs in this league is I love a running back that can not only run, but he can receive that ball and run with it.
Yeah.
As well.
Let's go.
You got to have that versatility. Like that's one of my favorite things about a lot of running backs is when they can receive
from
and
this
run.
era, right? It's
Yes.
different.
It's
Yes.
different. So when you have the dual threat of a running back that can also receive and just not run, he adds more depth to your offense. And Josh
Yes.
Jacobs, I'm going to be watching you from here on out. Oh my God. Hey, Anthony, we all know Sierra's one game away from going back to future.
They had plans. They had plans.
Ah.
That's why they didn't show up. They had plans.
So we all know he's one game away from her going back to future. Cause
Kenny is shot fired today.
Wow.
So anyway, that's Josh Jacobs, my hot player of the week, because he dominated those Seahawks and he beat them because they were on a roll.
Yeah, he did. That kid, I like to watch him play, honestly. Like, I'm glad that he's getting a chance because we know he was injured for a little bit and we weren't sure how he was going to come back. And so, and he's killing it, man. And, you know, versatile running backs, I know we had a few in the past, but it was very rare. But now these kids are just different. Now they're like, yes, you're a running back, but you should also receive. You know what I'm saying? Because then you'll get more work. You know,
I think kind of like Deebo Samuel kind of like brought that out last year. When they utilized him so much all over.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the heck is he? Is he a running back or is he a wide receiver?
I get confused every game he plays, Janae.
Or Nicole's guy, Taysom Hill. That guy's a Swiss Army knife.
Am I a running back?
This is Josh.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a new wave in the NFL, and I'm really liking it. But now I feel like the Raiders, you have your formula. If you can do that faithfully, you'd become one of those, Vikings or Tennessee Titans where you can utilize Josh Jacobs to really be the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was a lights out game.
And honorable mention, Jalen Hurts ran for 157 yards in his game.
Yes.
He was quarterback and running back. I'm like, these players with this versatility in the NFL.
I'm just happy for Josh Jacobs and the Raiders because I know that's one of your other teams, Miss Janae.
Yes. And we've been really looking bad, ladies and gentlemen. We've been really looking bad. I think Sean's going to call me out because I probably haven't even mentioned the Raiders. Because
they really haven't.
My dad is a diehard Raiders fan, ladies and gentlemen, and it's just been a sad time in my house because my dad is just, it's a crushing feeling, but that game gives you confidence, but you got to run with that formula. That's the formula you need. Josh Jacobs just showed you 300 yards on the ground is just, that's phenomenal. Nobody is doing that. 300 yards?
Yeah.
Come
on, some fun plays with that.
Janae, who's your hot player last week, ma'am? Who you got?
Well, my hot player. Listen,
I'm sad about it, but go for it.
Look, I gotta do it because I know it was against your team, but I have to do it because this player. It feels like, there was so much controversy with this team and what the decisions that they were going to make, with who's going to start quarterback. And they decided that they were not going to run with their starting guy. They were going to actually see what it would look like to put Mike White in with the Jets. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the Jets won with this guy putting the team on his shoulders. When I tell you 315 yards in his first game this season with three touchdowns. Three touchdowns. Now, ladies, I gotta say, it didn't even look like the Jets missed a beat. And the thing is, the Jets are good. They have a dynamic defense. They have an offense that can get churning. They did lose Brees Hall, and it kind of put them in the funk. And Zach Wilson just wasn't getting the job done. But ladies, I don't think that they're going to go back to Zach Wilson after Mike White just did what he did. If you don't know, the Chicago's actually been pretty daggone decent this season. They have been keeping up with every team. But the fact of the matter is Mike White, I think, is going to be the guy. If he can do it on a consistent basis, I haven't seen that kind of spark in the Jets all season. So he's my hot player this week because I know it could be kind of nerve-wracking that the starting quarterback got taken out. And here he go. There they go. I'm not talking about Dakota. I love him. No, he wasn't my hot player. But Mike White, and to me, I don't know if you guys feel it, ladies. I just felt like the Jets had a new swag. They started off hot, but I think that it wasn't hot because of Zach Wilson. It was hot because of Brees Hall. The running game was just amazing at that moment. But then he got hurt, and then you had Zach Wilson not being able to really get it going. But I think Mike White is the person. I think that if they can keep that energy and that guy keeps doing what he did, who's going to stop him? Come on.
Minnesota. That's what they play next. So I don't know, man. Like, against Minnesota, are you going to start Mike White? I don't know. They got a decision to make. It'll be interesting. I can't wait to see what quarterback is going to play against the number 2 team in the NFL.
Oh, my gosh. But the thing is, what would happen, though, if they do? What happens at that moment?
Then you keep them going, which is, I know you don't like to talk about it. That's what the Commanders are doing, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Let's just...
You got to let it ride.
I mean...
You got to write out, They
replaced with Heineke now. Like, he's...
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like...
The backup is better than the plan B is better than plan A. So
we'll see. I mean, I can't wait to see who they start on Sunday against Minnesota.
I'm gonna keep my eye out now.
I guess it depends on how the practices go this week. But
they haven't listed anyone officially because I've been looking. No. I don't know who the quarterback's gonna be, but man, Janeda, I think they will keep him. I think if he can go in there. And Minnesota's defense is good. That's why they're winning games. It's not just the offense. So if they can go in there and honestly, like, actually beat Minnesota, or even like stay toe to toe. Like, I don't think they even have to get W. Like, I think that if they could actually not get blown out, you know what I'm saying, and actually like they might keep. I don't know, but again, I don't know who they're gonna win. Are we gonna see Flacco? Are we gonna see Flacco in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Next, I guess you gotta ride with the hot hand. I think
I don't know.
You experimented, it worked. Why not keep it? And if he does beat the Vikings, like Delilah said, I don't think there's any other option that you can use. You have to run with him. The Vikings are 9-1. I'm 9-2. They're dominating this year. If you beat the team that is dominating, there's no way you can go back. Right now, I believe the Jets are 7-4. They got an opportunity to get in. There is a chance for them to get in.
Yeah, they do. They got the 7th spot right now. And now, they have the 7th spot in the playoffs as of now.
Don't get too excited, all you seventh position. Please don't get excited because there's an opportunity for the NFC and the AFC to get booted. Seventh rounders.
I know why you're saying that.
I think that because the NFC side,
I'm just waiting for this middle to open, and there he is. I'm just waiting for it to open up, and there's Sean going, oh, no.
That's how he does. But you know what? This is the ladies takeover show. So that's how we do it. But we want to see who you guys picked as your hot player. Please write comments and tell us who you thought was hot. because there were plenty of players, and of course it's just 4 of us and we can only pick one, but we know that there was more players. Please write in the comments and tell us who you think.